I just read the book series y'all were obsessing over 20 years ago. Here's what I liked and disliked about it. Okay. You might be asking what book series, because there were a lot of good book series that came out 20 years ago. And I'm talking about the Twilight book series. My overall rating is 4.5 stars for all of the books. And the series is by Stephanie Meyer. Thanks to my local library for letting me take these books and show them in my video. So let's get into it. This book series could not have resonated with me better, I don't think. I really enjoyed the writing style, and it's weird because not many, but a few people say that Stephanie Meyer's writing style is so bad, and I don't agree with them, and I don't know where they're coming from. I'm not trying to diss them, but I really don't understand where they're coming from, because Stephanie Meyer, other than C.S. Lewis, is probably one of my favorite book writers, but I've also just started my reading journey. So, yeah, I'm a newbie. I just read this series y'all are obsessing over 20 years ago. How many of you guys read this 20 years ago? Let me know. I read this series for the first time last year and the beginning of this year, meaning January through February. I think I ended February 8th, this book, Midnight Sun. Let's get into it. So, first one is Twilight. This one I gave a 5-star review. Why? The introduction to Forks and the characters I don't know how to say it. It couldn't have been more spot on from my perspective. I really enjoyed learning more about Bella and Edward and Jacob and those kids. So, my favorite part in this, little spoiler, but it was the meadow scene where they had their first kiss. That's my favorite part. I really did enjoy that. And yeah, it gave me butterflies. I don't know how to explain it, but it gave me butterflies. And every time I read something like that, it just kept giving me butterflies. It's like I was there as Bella being the one getting kissed. So it was crazy. My favorite quotes, yes, I did look them up, but I didn't write them down, which I should have, which I will do the next time I read a book series like this. But my favorite quotes were, "And so the lion fell in love with the lamb," he said. I looked away, hiding my eyes as I thrilled to the word. "What a stupid lamb," I sighed. "What a sick, masochistic lion." And then another one was about 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was a part of him, and I don't know how potent that part might be, that thirst for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. It seems so cringy, but I love cringy, and I honestly I laughed in this book and all the other books a lot. It's just so fun, but it's not lighthearted. It's very hard to read if you don't have like a time in your life where you actually want to read something deep and like hard. Because these books, they did make me cry. I shed a lot of tears. And the next one is New Moon. One word to describe this is sad. I rated it 4 stars. Why? Plot, 8 out of 10. Dialogue, 9 out of 10. Characters, 10 out of 10. I shed so many tears reading this book. It felt like I was there experiencing it with Bella. I shed so many tears for this one. And I don't know why. I mean, yes, the writing style is really good. And I really do love Stephanie Meyer's. Yes, I did have to look back because I cannot remember the author, for goodness sake. I really do love Stephanie Meyer's writing. I just said it, one word to describe it is sad. It is really sad. It made me cry. I was literally reading in my room for like 8 hours straight and just crying because this book, it resonated with me. And I'm like, why am I crying? But it's so good. My favorite part is when Bella and Edward reunite, obviously. Quotes are, "After all the 1,000 times I've told you I love you, how could you let one word break your faith in me? I could see it in your eyes that you honestly believe that I didn't want you anymore. The most absurd, ridiculous contempt, as if there were any way that I could exist without needing you." That basically sums up. It honestly sums up the book. So, yeah. I like this one. 4 out of 5. Next one. Eclipse. 4.75. Why? Jacob is my favorite character, and he was in the book a lot. I love the plot and the love triangle. Crazy, but I really did. This is my favorite book out of the whole series. I loved it. My favorite part was the proposal. One thing I didn't care for is the close to scenes. I don't read those, and I try not to because I don't want my mind to be consumed with those things. But it was a good book. It was one of my favorite. Quotes are, "I promise to love you forever, every single day of forever." Another one is, "I'm going to fight for you until your heart stops beating." And one more is, "Dream happy dreams. You are the only one who has ever touched my heart. It will always be yours. Sleep, my only love." It's so cheesy, but I love it. Okay, next one, Breaking Dawn. I come from my favorite to my least favorite out of the book series. Why? I rated it a 2, but why did I rate it a 2? I don't read scenes, and there's a lot of those in here. I try not to fill my mind with those things because I'm a Christian, and as a Christian, I'm supposed to shield my eyes to things that will bring me further away from Christ and from loving him. And it's a hard thing to do because there's so many people saying this is their favorite book out of the series, or read this book series, it's really good. But then there's romance parts in it where it's like, yes, sure, no one should be reading this. And I specifically should not be reading this because I'm a Christian and I'm supposed to shield my eyes. And there's a verse in Song of Solomon that says, don't let, I think it's here, it's down here, but it's like, don't awaken love until the time is right, or something like that. And I really want to live up to that verse. It's hard to do because teens my age are doing things that I shouldn't be doing, but I should have friends around me that care for me and that want me to grow in my relationship and that help me grow in my relationship with Christ. And so I didn't read this whole thing. That's my reasoning why, and it's rated a 2-star. I read a little bit of the plot. I asked AI, obviously, but I read a little bit of the plot, and it seems like a good plot, but the content in this book is not for me, and I probably shouldn't be reading that. So, yep, that's my review for that one. And then there is Midnight Sun. This was released in 2020. It's a 5-star. This book, you might be wondering, what is it? Because it's pretty much like an unknown book in this series. But it is Edward's point of view on where are you? The Twilight. So it's Edward's point of view for the Twilight. And I really enjoyed it. It's a 4-star. I liked it way better than 4 by Veronica Roth. You know, the Divergent series? I read that. I read 4. And yes, I highlighted and underlined some quotes, but there were never like really ones that resonated with me. And this book was like the opposite. There were quotes that had me almost crying, and I just enjoyed it so much. The reason why it's a 4-star though is because Edward's mind just wanders off to places. It's like, I don't care what you're thinking in this situation, because it's basically already talked about in Twilight a little bit. So I didn't read those, and the last few chapters I skimmed over. Like, I think it was chapter 29 and the epilogue. And yeah, I really did love this book though. And the quote that I have written down for this one is, "Perhaps romance always seemed a slightly foolish thing to everyone until one actually fell into it." Well, that's my review for this series. Let me know if you guys read this series when it was first released, or if you're going to end up reading it now. And one thing I want to leave you guys with is that I did enjoy this series. I did. But there were a few scenes that I probably shouldn't have read that I did read. It's not like it's not sinful. It's not I'm awakening love like Solomon says. But I have this thing. I feel like it's a sin for me. It's a sin for me to read over things that make me idolize that person. And those things are like the deep kissing scenes, or like the close to sex scenes. Those, it's not a sin for everyone, because it's not talking about bad things, but I feel like it's a sin for me. So look out for that. There is a verse, and it's right up here. It talks about how when you are convicted about something and you end up doing it anyways, it's a sin for you. If you're convicted about not reading these books, don't read them, because there are some that some people will be convicted about, like Breaking Dawn. That was for me. I was convicted I shouldn't be reading this, so I stopped reading it. But just read them with an open mind and think, would Jesus be looking over my shoulder and be okay with what I'm reading right now? And I want to leave that with you guys. So overall rating is 4.5 star for this series, and I did enjoy it. Yeah, so I will leave you guys with that, and happy Valentine's Day. I am hoping to do a video with my friend. It might not happen, but it might happen. So stick around for that. Love you guys.